Everyone, Blake Sloan here with Sloan Group. Just finished this week's radio show, and the brand new market numbers in. They're very, very interesting, very positive in terms of new numbers in from last month, and they were kind of shocking in a way because we just had a lot of news about pending deals. The national news we talked about in today's radio show from national numbers is that overall pending sales dropped to the lowest they had since they started tracking them in 2001, even worse than the financial crisis. And so thankfully, just had closed sales last month, which is obviously the month of November, did pretty well, and prices held up pretty decent overall in terms of that. Last month, single-family sales an 11.3% from the previous year, so November versus November down 11.3% overall. Look at the 12-month rolling average, though. Sales are down 25.4% right now overall. The good news, though, price is still up right now, which is kind of shocking how well it's doing and how well insulated it's happening. Prices last month up 6.5% for median price at $385,000. Average sale price up 18.2% at $525,788. Just a caveat there, a lot of that had to do with some big properties moving on the high end. We've seen a lot of high end. The top bracket of the software we use here showed a 17% plus increase in properties over $350,000 for average sale price. So it just a little bit skewed by some of the stuff, because if you do look at some of the 12-month rolling averages, it's kind of flat overall. We did think we may see prices decline these next couple months, which I think will, based on pending deals being very, very low. If they closed last month in November, they went under contract really in September, October, and so we're finally starting to see the impact of what's happening when rates got to 8%. Now, we got some great news this week. We had a 3-month low. We'll talk about that in a second, but inventory still very, very low. Only 3.3 months of inventory on the entire Grand Strand, which means it's still a super seller's market. The seller has the advantage right now. I do think we'll probably see maybe a flood of properties come in the first of the year. So if you're thinking about selling, you may want to do earlier than usual, or earlier than later, because you're going to see a lot of serious buyers in December, but you're also going to see some more competition in January overall. Here's 2 key numbers we watched that are super important. Right now, in the entire MLS, the multiple listing service, the average listing gets 3.7 showings per listing. The problem, though, is the average amount of showings it takes to get a contract is 10.0. It's up 11% from last year, meaning buyers looking at more properties, and you need a lot more showings to get an offer because it's just less of a frenzy right now. And so if you're thinking about selling, you want to make sure you have an agent who's a master at marketing, who understands how to get eyeballs on your property, who understands how to get those eyeballs to convert to looking at your property and how to get them inside. And that, thankfully, is what we're good at. But the big disconnect is the average listing gets 3.7 showings. So if the agent's not good at marketing, they're not going to get enough showings to get a contract, which is 10.0 showings on average. Into condo numbers. Condo sales down 18.8% last month, year versus year. Prices, median price down 1.3% at $231,950. Average sale price pretty flat, is down 0.8% at $264,740. Inventory condo is still very, very low at 4.1 months of inventory, and a very similar problem there, which is why you're seeing condos still in the market a lot longer, a lot more frustration. We have seen kind of inventory start to expand a little bit right now. Showings per listing for condos is only 2.5 showings per listing. So the average condo on the market only gets 2.5 showings. But the problem is the amount of showings to get a contract is 10.7 showings. And so you can see the disconnect there. And so if you haven't had any action previous listings, that's probably why. I get the question right now, hey, look, why is it probably a good time to sell during the holidays? And I tell you why. There's a lot less competition. The buyers who buy are very, very serious. But if you think about it, the most emotional decision, the most emotional purchase that anyone ever makes is the purchase of their home. But you compound that, what's the most emotional time of the year? The most emotional time of the year is the holidays. And I've noticed in hundreds of properties, if I show the property during June or July, well, the thing they do is they visualize what the property looks like during the holidays when they bring family in. And so there's no better way to do that than to show that real time, what it looks like, what it can look like, and decorations and things like that. And so if you're thinking about selling, don't hesitate. Reach out, call me. We also have an instant buyout. Our team's in private. My team has an investment company with millions of dollars looking to buy properties cash as is. Seamless, easy transaction for a very, very fair price. You can get a link for instant cash offer on this website. Click it there. There's also a link in the email you got that says click here for cash offer. We also have an amazing tool and it'll do the cash offer numbers and everything right there. We spend lots of money for that tool. You can also click the button to get your home valuation, and here's the coolest part. You have your own dashboard. You can use it anytime you want. You can favorite it. You come back anytime, see your real-time home equity between what you owe, between what it's worth. You can also see multiple data sources of data that actually shows the value. You can watch the trends of those, see local properties that sold in your neighborhood, active properties for sale in your neighborhood. You can also add multiple properties to have an investment portfolio. Use add property, come to your dashboard anytime, and you'll see what basically the value of your property is. And so if you have any questions, as always, we're here to serve you. Reach out, call us, 843-808. So one thing I'll share too, we talk about, one thing that I get the question all the time, what makes you different than anyone else? And the difference is we outspend the average agent 100 to 1 from a marketing standpoint. You're pricing the billboard, seen us on TV, the Barbara Corcoran, heard us on the radio, multiple radio stations. But we spend tens and tens of thousands of dollars driving traffic online as well. And so today on our show, we shared active home buyers we have. We put our money where our mouth is. Right now, today's show, we have 74,376 active home buyers, 74,376 active home buyers that they're looking on our website. They have a username, password, account. You're probably one of them if you're watching this. But if you're thinking about selling, you want to go with the agent who has the buyers already. And our team is following up all day, every day, matching up buyers and sellers because that's what our job is, but we actually hustle. A lot of agents have taken their foot off the pedal during this holiday season. We're here doubling down. We're here to serve you with any questions you have. Feel free to share this video with any friends or family. Also, if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, please have them call me, 843-808-SOLD, and we'll talk to you next month.